Nelson Mandela said, "It always seems impossible until it's done." For Africa, it always seems impossible, but we, the children of Africa, will make it possible. By recording and sharing my interviews with those of us who are currently making it possible, as African entrepreneurs, you and I will learn from their inspiring stories to dedicate our lives to the development of our continent, Africa, the future of tomorrow. My name is Amadou Han, and this is ABA, Africans Building Africa. Welcome to ABA, Africans Building Africa podcast, where I chat with inspiring African entrepreneurs who are participating to the development of Africa every 2 weeks. First of all, I would like to thank those of you who sent me valuable feedback regarding this podcast. In that effect, I have decided to publish an episode every 2 weeks to give you more inspiring content. With that being said, I have a very special guest, a friend, a classmate, and a young social entrepreneur, Awa Caba, founder and CEO of Soretul.com, an internet-based platform for local women in agriculture in Senegal. I am also very proud of Awa's accomplishments thus far because 12 years ago, Awa and I were sitting in the same classroom in St. Louis, Senegal. Awa has twice been awarded the Rebranding Africa Award. Awa, welcome. It's a pleasure having you join us today. So Awa, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, like who you are, where you're from, and why you are here in America?
Thank you, Amadou. It's a pleasure for me also to make this podcast. So as you said, my name is Awa Caba. I'm from Senegal, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Soretul. It's an e-commerce platform to enable women in agriculture to sell their local food processed product and have access to the market. I'm in the United States now because I was selected among 1,000 young African leaders to participate to the Mandela Washington Fellowship Program. It's a fellowship. This fellowship is a flagship program of President Obama that empowers young Africans through academic courses, leadership training, and networking in business and entrepreneurship, civic leadership, and public management. And now I'm at the University of Iowa at the TP College in business and administration and entrepreneurship track.
Wow, that's great. I mean, first of all, congratulations on being selected as one of the leaders just to make it here in America. I think I'm sure there's a lot of people that applied and being to be selected. So that's a huge thing. Well, congratulations on that. I was really proud when I heard your business, Soretul.com, and I was looking it up. And first of all, I love the website. I think it's very simple. And here we focus a lot on simplicity because we believe that now simplicity is the new complexity, and it does speak volumes. So I really like it. So how did you get started on your business?
Wow, it's a long story, Amadou, but it's always a pleasure for me to tell how I start my business. In 2011, I was student in computer science at the École Supérieure Polytechnique of Dakar. It's an engineering school at Cheikh Anta Diop University. And with my one of my classmates, two of my classmates, and one of my friends, we decided to participate at Imagine Cup. It's a competition organized by Microsoft, and it's the biggest competition for students all around the world in computer science. And this year, in 2011, the theme was to create an innovative solution by using technology and to address the most crucial issue in the world based on the Millennium Goal of Development, MDGs. And as we live in a country where 70% of the population work in agriculture and they are the poorest in Senegal, we decided to create Pagel. It's a solution based on the cloud and to enable farmers and fishermen to manage their daily work. And when we participate, we won the competition at the West and Central Africa level, and we represent this part of the continent in New York in 2011. And this was, I think, the beginning of my story. When I came in the United States, we were just, I think, one of the African country who was represented in West Africa, and it was huge for us. And we see our potential. We see that we can develop program or solution that can impact in our community. And when we came back, I was still at the university. I have to finish my degree, and I just have 6 months of training in internship to finish my degree. And after that, yes, we focused only on the commercial part of Pajel. Pajel, it was a big project, and we focused only in the commercial part. And we see that in Senegal, most of the women, they transform local product, but they don't have access to the market. The only way that they have to sell their product is at the international fair, and it's happen just one time in a year. So they don't have access to the big market, and they don't have access to bank to build their own shop in their community or in the capital. They don't have access also to computer to promote their product via internet. So as an engineering computer science, we think that this is an important thing to create a platform that can bring closer consumers and women producers. That's why we create Soreton, and we launched it in 2014.
This is an amazing story, and it's just another story of, inspiring entrepreneurs like yourself who started with the competition and just kind of follow their heart and follow their dream to the point where now you have a great company like this, doing great things in Senegal. And as I was speaking with Nick, who was my last invitee for the previous show, we were talking about agriculture because we believe that it's one of the biggest opportunity. As you know, we have a lot of land and we have a lot of resources, but it has not been utilized as efficiently as possible for us to be able to produce or just make crops that so we can feed our own population instead of importing food outside the continent.
So can you give us more details about your business? For instance, how is it compared to a U.S. company?
I think that we are a little Amazon in our country, and we want now to expand our business. The e-commerce platform is very simple. We register women who transform local product, and we sell their product online. So consumers who live in Senegal, most of them who live in Dakar, they can order online, and after receive the product. So we deliver 24 hours in a day, and also they can come in our office and pick up the product. So that's how it's work.
So how did the producers, like the woman who produces the product, how did they conceive the idea of selling their product online? Because I know this is something new that they probably never heard of, but how do you convince them to put their products on your platform?
Yes, it was a little bit hard at the beginning. I remember in 2013 when I started to design this application with my team. I select at the first time, I select all the women who work in agribusiness in Senegal, and I target those who have a good product. And when I go and see them, I explain them that now we have technology, people can order online, they are just working 8 hours in a day, they don't have the time to go to supermarket every day, and you are far from the capital, so you need to have a platform to help you to sell their product. And they say, what is computer science? What is this kind of platform? How can we sell product via a screen? It's not possible. For them, it's unlike an utopia. And I explained them that now we are developed, and in Senegal, most of the population now have access to the internet, and we can make it. At the beginning, it was really hard because one of our part of our business model is to help them to have access to the market, but they have to register in our platform. So at the first year, it was free for them because they didn't accept to pay to be a part of this platform. And I say, yes. So I know that we can change the way that you are selling. So I just have to give you the platform for free and you sell your product. And that's how it's worked since 2014. We start at the beginning with just 5 small and medium businesses led by women in agribusiness with 200 products. But now, after just 1 year, We have 12 small and medium businesses registered in our platform with over 400 products that we sell now in the platform. So, and they see the impact because they have now a new kind to sell their product and have incomes. Now they see the potential.
They actually see the value now. Absolutely, because usually that's how you start, especially with Africa. I see it kind of like being a major challenge just to convince the producers to put their product on your platform. It can be very tough, but as long as they see the value. So what about the consumer side? Because here in the US, yes, it's easy because we have Amazon, and now it's easy to just purchase something online. But in Africa, I'm not sure how the consumers are really approaching this notion of buying, I would say, groceries online.
Yeah, yes. It was also another part of the game which was also very hard because most of the people they have access to the internet, but they just use internet to like do some research or surf on Facebook, but not most of them they don't buy products online. So yeah, we have just to educate our population and we use our page on Facebook to communicate, to make advertisement, to sell them. Now you can have access to our local product by just ordering online. And we also make like kind of like tests and advertisement in many places in Dakar, like in the company, in certain company. We go there with our product and we show them that you can now have access to those products, and we show them the way to do that in the platform. It was not really easy because at the beginning, most of the time they prefer to call directly to have to make their order, and now that they see that we can buy online. And the big challenge also is that most of the people don't have credit card, so it was difficult also to implement on an online payment. We pay at the delivery. People pay at the delivery, and yeah, they are more in confidence where they see the product before to pay. So it's there is a lot of challenge. Most of the people ask me, how can you launch an e-commerce platform in a country where you can't have access to the credit card, where the logistics system is really hard and don't have our system of our addressing system is really complicated. If you want to deliver somewhere in our country, you have to say that the house is in front of one shop.
Right. You have to describe the house,
Yes.
not because you don't have the specific address.
Yes. So it's a lot of time and waste of time and waste of money also because we have to call every time. It's there is many challenges, but we know that this is the future. So we have to start now, and maybe in 5 years, in 10 years, people will understand that we can't now work or now sell without using technology. So that's what we understand. That's why we start now to launch our product.
Wow, and I think that's amazing because, like you said, there's a lot of challenges that you'll have to go through. Number one being not having the credit card because a lot of people don't have that credit card access in Africa, and also just the address part. You know, we take a lot of things in granted here in the U.S. because you can just put someone's address on your phone and it'll take you directly to their house, and you don't have that opportunity in Africa.
Like, really, I enjoy it when I'm here in the United States. I see that it's very easy to go to the place A to place B without asking to somebody. But in Africa, it's really, really hard to.
And also on the money part. So currently, how are you making your transactions? So is everything done online, or people are paying you upfront, or when you deliver the product? How are you accepting payments?
Yes, people pay at the delivery. Because when we start, we do a kind of like survey, and most of the people they are afraid of credit card because they think that they are hackers. Yes, and we do it in the simple way. People pay at the delivery.
So according to Nielsen, a global consumer research company, willingness to use digital online retailing options in the future is highest in the developing countries. So with Africa and the Middle East, like region at a 59%. So there's a huge growth opportunities for companies like yourself in Africa. Any thoughts of like expanding to other countries beyond Senegal?
Oh, yes, yes. We want to expand our product in all around the world, and we have also many Senegalese who live in diaspora. So that's it's important for us to have a selling point all around the world, and this is our next challenge is to allow people who live abroad to have access to our product by just ordering online and have a selling point or somewhere where they can pick up the product. And yes, we really want to be big, like Amazon, and have a logistics system where when people order online, we can deliver directly. And this is the future. This is really the future, using e-commerce by touching the poorest people or people who need it, and also bring closer consumers and producers. It's
So where also does most of your orders come from, mobile versus desktop? Because I know in Senegal, if you look at Senegal, for instance, there's 45% of orders are made through mobile versus 55% through desktop. But you have other countries like Tanzania where, for instance, is 79% of orders are made through phone. So which one of these platforms are really most beneficial for you, and where does most of your orders come from?
now most of our order comes from people who use their laptop. But we are now building the second version of the platform so that people will use it to order by using their phone, and because it's the future. So in 2019, I think most of the population in Africa will use their mobile phone to interact and to make orders. So that's why we have to be in the same level also, and allow people to purchase their product online by using their phone. But now most of the people use their laptop.
I do think like if most of your consumers start utilizing mobile to purchase your product, there's an opportunity because again, I know there's a lot of way they can buy, for instance, credits online and all of that by utilizing your app. It could resolve the payment system in a way, at least, just like how Apple does it here. Some of the things that you buy is directly related to Apple, so that way you actually getting paid through Apple. Does that make sense?
Yes, really, that makes sense. And we really need to have this kind of platform also, because we know that like PayPal is in most of of the countries in Africa. I think that they are just in two countries. My last research, and it's very hard now to implement mobile payment. Oh, not mobile payment, but online payment, because we don't have access. We, as a company based in Senegal, we can't have an account via PayPal to receive money.
I'm sorry, you can't or you can?
You know, we can't has, yes, I can pay using my account PayPal like a simple client, but as a business in Senegal, I can't have an account where I can receive money. Like when my client order online, I can't receive money in Senegal. So I have to register my account in the United States or in a country in Europe to receive money, and after do the transaction in my country. So it's not easy for me, like for a businessman, to have this kind of platform now. But now we have many mobile payments in Senegal. People use mobile to like order or to pay their bills. But it's still, I think, a challenge for to have a mobile payment or to have an online payment in our platform.
So you would say it's still early to adopt this mobile payment for your business.
Yes, like now we are working on this part because we are in partnership with one of the first network operator in Senegal, and we're trying to implement mobile payments in our platform so that people can have an account with a mobile phone and pay online directly.
During my research, I found that Hello Food is in mainly in Kenya. It's also operating in Nigeria, Morocco, Ivory Coast, Senegal, Ghana, and Rwanda. Do you consider them as your main competitor?
Um, Maybe indirect competitor because they are not targeting women who work in agribusiness. Are more focused on company or restaurant to sell, I think, international product. It's not really local product. Our main focus in Soleil is to target agricultural processed food in Senegal. So maybe we can say indirect, but not really a direct competitor.
So you would say Hello Food is more of a Grubhub. I don't know if you know Grubhub, but it's more like an online delivery for restaurants. Like for instance, small business restaurants, people can buy from Grubhub and they will deliver it to their home.
Yeah, it's the same concept.
Okay. So do you consider having will you consider having a manufacturing in the near future?
Manufacturing, no, I didn't consider it because my focus is on technology and agriculture. And I don't want to replace those women who work in agriculture because I think, their job to make product. And my job is to help them to reach over 7 million people in Senegal, or over 7 billion in the world. So that is my job, is to focus on technology and help them to be close to consumers all around the world. So for the manufacturing, I prefer to let them do their stuff.
That's a great concept. I mean, if you look at the women there, they all work really hard to make sure that their products are being seen. So I guess the one thing that you could do is to help them in a way, at least for packaging, or just help increase at least the efficiency of their production. Because again, if your business picks up, like if you get multiple orders, how are you fulfilling that demand?
Yes, my job is really to help them to know that a good product have to be a good packaging or a good branding. And most of the time they didn't understand that. They think that yes, this product can be sold only in Senegal, so they don't make many effort to brand the product. And that's why we have a new concept in Soleil. It's a digital agriculture, and we want to train women to incorporate marketing, digital marketing, and also branding and packaging in all the process of production of their product.
Wow, that's a great concept. So that's more like a social responsibility as well, because by training these women, I'm pretty sure you're not charging them anything. They're taking these classes to benefit themselves in terms of making better products. Okay, so most of the articles that I read about entrepreneurship in Africa is regarding raising capital as being the number one problem for African entrepreneurs. So how much have you raised so far, or have that been a challenge for you?
In 2013, we won $8,000. It was a competition organized by the Senegalese state government, and it allowed us to start our business. And we are so far also, we were supported by International Fund of Agriculture and the first network operator in Senegal. To raise money in Senegal, it's a little bit difficult because we don't have a business angel, and most of the time people participate to the competition to earn a prize, to start their business. And we have the chance to start earlier when we were at the university, and we have the chance also to participate to many competitions. That's why we earn a prize and we start our business. Sometimes also people want to go to the bank to have investment, but it's not easy because you have to pay rates or to pay a percentage. So when you start your business and you don't have money to start it, it's a little bit difficult to. And in our case, as we work in agriculture and in technology, there are many competition in this kind of area. So that's why it's what easier for us to participate to the competition and win a prize. But it's still, yes, it's a challenge to have investment in most of our country in Africa.
Even though you're doing great, you still haven't had any angel investor walk up to you, be like, "Hey, Awa, we are interested in your business. We think you're doing great. Here's some money."
No, we don't have this kind of mindset. You can see a person who, yes, who have a lot of money, but he don't really invest in social business. It's hard to have this kind of things because most of the people who work in this area, they don't have this kind of mindset. So if you have your project, you have to start on your own, not by seeking funding with business angels. You just seek funding by participating to a competition.
And hopefully as we progress through and people can see the value of having a startup or the value of investing in a startup, hopefully we'll have more Africans willing to put their money or invest their money in startups to help at least build the economy and more like
hopefully because we have one example in Nigeria. I think the Tony Elimino program. He tried to invest in most of the projects launched by African generally, but we need to have most of the people like him to invest on our product.
Absolutely. Okay. So one thing that I like to do with this ABA podcast is I call it an ABA moment where it's like a lightning round of questions. I just ask you very simple questions and I want a very simple answer, like straight to the point. The first question is, if you were to live in one country in Africa and start a business, where would it be?
In Kenya. Kenya, yes, because I think that this is a country where policymakers understand the power of technology. And they encourage young African to launch their product or their project in technology. But I'm still proud to be born in Senegal and represent Senegal. Yes, because in Africa, most of the investment goes in English speakers country instead of Francophone country. So I'm proud to be part of the Senegal and to represent my country as a young African leaders.
So if you had only 1,000 to start a business or invest in Africa and knowing what you know now, where would you invest your money?
In agriculture. Agriculture, yes, and using technology because this is the future.
So have you read a book which had made a huge impact on yourself? If so, what's the name and the author of the book?
Yes, the book is Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. This book changed my life, I think, and changed the way that I'm thinking as a businesswoman. And I learned a lot how to launch a business, and I learned a lot about the world in general. I have another book also, read by Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People. This book also is a great book, and I advise most of the people, even if you don't work in business, you have to read this book because it will change your life and the way you work with people and your family, also your classmates or your colleagues.
So in your opinion, what is the next breakthrough idea or business opportunity in Africa?
Wow, Africa is the future. And I think that most of the people understand that because they invest in Africa now. And I think that it's the pan-African business based on agriculture or on banking by using technology who will revolutionize the Africa. This is, I think, the most important opportunity in Africa.
how can we, or anyone, myself or anyone listening to this podcast, how can we provide help to you? Like, what kind of help are you purely looking for your business?
Now my current challenge is to have a good logistics system to deliver products in all the region in Senegal, not only in Dakar, because now we deliver in Dakar, but the other region also they ask to have our product. And I'm looking like to have a good logistics system, and also to have a selling point outside our country, outside the Senegal, because there are a lot of people who live abroad want to have product made in Senegal, but they don't really have the chance to get it. So the logistics system and also have selling point in the diaspora. That's what I want.
What advice would you give to any African entrepreneur looking to invest or start a business in Africa?
The first advice is to start without having afraid of the failure. I think that it's not a failure when you start a business, but you learn and you have experience. And after my degree in computer science, I didn't search a job because I realized that I can use technology to create innovative solutions, resolve the key issue, and make impact in my community. If you know that you can make impact in your community, if you know that you can resolve the most critical problem in your community, you have to start a business, and the money will come after. Because most of the time, people want to start a business 1 year or 2 years after they want to see the money come. But it's not easy. It's hard, and most of the people who succeed in this world, they work hard. So my advice is just to focus on your belief and also work hard to achieve your vision, because most of the people will tell you that it's hard to start a business, you don't have skills to start a business, but you just have to believe in yourself and have a self-confidence.
Absolutely. This conversation have been inspirational. Thank you so much for joining us today. Good luck with your endeavor, because I believe you're on the right path and you're doing the right thing. Good luck. I really appreciate you joining us today. I believe you guys will be going to DC next to see President Obama. Is that right with the program?
Yes. So we will meet President Obama, and I think that it will be the most important moment of my life, because
Absolutely. Uh, that's more like a dream come true, possibly.
yes.
Well, hey, when you go, tell him I say hi. Don't forget about me.
No problem. I will say hi. And I think that most of the people in Senegal, they told me just shake hand and don't don't wash your hand. Come back in Senegal. I appreciate this podcast, and I thank you for inviting me to share my stories, to share my experience. And yes, I think that we need this kind of audience or this kind of opportunity to people who want to start their business or who already have their business, to inspire them. Thank you very much, Amadou.
Absolutely. Keep up the great work, and it has been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thanks everyone for listening. See you on the next episode, where I chat with a California-born girl and African entrepreneur, Wanjiko Muhire, founder and CEO of Kuza Here, a platform for African entrepreneurs to sell and promote their products. Also, if you haven't already, please join our Facebook group, Africans Building Africa Community, where we help each other succeed for the sake of Africa.
Thanks for listening to ABA Africans Building Africa podcast. If you currently have a business or invested in Africa and want to share your story, please email me at africansbuildingafrica@gmail.com. Please check out our website at www.weareaba.co for future episodes. If you enjoyed this episode, go to iTunes and leave a review. I read each one of them in order to improve this podcast. Thank you so much for listening, and see you next time.